Okay, so my name's Silvester. This is Penny Fuller, and we want to say a big thank you for giving us the opportunity to present our project today, Froebel Carlton. The project is located on the fringe of the Melbourne CBD in Carlton on Wurundjeri land. The project is a tenancy fit out within the Melbourne Connect campus, which was designed by Woods Bagot. Melbourne Connect is an innovation hub focused on science and education, and the childcare component provides a valuable support amenity for the many and varied tenants within the project and the neighbouring homes and businesses. The sustainability and innovation focus of the project aligned very nicely with Froebel and their STEM education priority, and an operation as an ethical and not-for-profit childcare provider, also with a desire to connect children to the world beyond the centre at a very early age. So we'll now run through the high-level design concept with you. The project contains spaces for children, educators and parents. Providing the project identity is a latticework super ceiling, which builds upon a design language we developed for another centre for Froebel and extends this established identity. The latticework performs a number of functions, including division of space, providing storage, wrapping columns, and screening services. Internal play spaces are complemented by protected outdoor spaces, permanently naturally ventilated by the perforated metal-based building facade. And the project was a collaboration between Silvester Fuller and Openwork, who we collaborated with on the landscape design. Turning quickly to the existing building, in addition to our design ambition for the project, the concept was guided by the opportunities and constraints within the spaces we were working with. These images were taken at the handover of the base building to our client Froebel and to the builder MPA. These constraints included base building services that extended into tenancy fit-out zones beneath timber structure and could not be modified, as well as hybrid building structure of timber and steel disappearing into building cores. Sitting atop the building was a large unprotected open to sky rooftop with strict load limitations, restricting placement of landscape and play structures.
Okay, so how do we insert a childcare centre into these spaces? The project occupies 4 levels within the northwest building of the campus, but we'll focus on 2 primary floors to describe our planning strategy. Our task was to locate both indoor and covered outdoor space on these levels. The base building is a complex geometry interrupted by 2 cores, and our strategy was to work out from the orthogonal geometries, locating primary play first, secondary play to the north, wet areas between, and support spaces as required. And this set up a structured internal sequence of spaces. Consequently, the outdoor areas created are the meandering in-between space left between the internal closure line and the external facade. With a planning strategy in place, we then looked to the interior identity. The Froebel teaching philosophy is based on 10 gifts, and they're lessons that build upon each other. The gifts are created using primary geometries and are beautifully crafted. And as Jad mentioned, we used this as a basis for a fit-out concept previously for a Froebel Centre here in Sydney, and recognised the opportunity to develop this design language further. For that centre, based on these ideas, freestanding objects were created within existing spaces to perform multiple functions. And these objects were shaped from an orthogonal grid, which established the visual identity for this centre. So it's these fundamentals that have been carried through and refined at Froebel Carlton. The freestanding objects morphing into elevated structures and a super ceiling create a related yet unique response for this centre. The ceiling identifies the primary play spaces. It partially screens building services, and it improves the acoustic performance of these spaces. In selected locations, the ceiling descends to create spatial division, storage, and it defines the entry portals to the adjacent spaces. The ceiling lattice varies in density. It's concentrated around the vertical springing points and more open toward the edges of the spaces. The ceiling, located intentionally at a low 2.4 meters, compresses the spatial volume down to a scale that's more suited to children. And this meets a lower datum of joinery that extends up from the floor in the soft grey. A variety of secondary spaces are provided. They're smaller in size and coloured for identification. They support more specific activities such as reading, craft and science programs. A commercial kitchen and dining room has a focus on not just consumption, but also the act of creating meals together. Prioritising health and wellness was a core design principle, whilst ensuring the spaces do not feel clinical. The use of antimicrobial surfaces, such as untreated brass tapware and handles, was one of the many early decisions we made in support of a clean and healthy environment for both children and educators. The internal play spaces connect directly to the protected outdoor spaces as needed, and they extend the available teaching area whilst ensuring high levels of visibility for the educators. Whilst the rooftop play serves to provide access to direct sunlight and views to the precinct and neighbouring community within a natural landscape which has yet to fully take hold. Spaces are also provided for parents and educators, recognising the need to support the mental well-being of educators and to provide additional amenity for the parents as well.
So like many projects last year, Froebel Carlton was constructed during lockdown 2021. We were unable to visit the site throughout construction, relying on our builder MPA and occasional site visits by Openwork when permitted, who completed and shared virtual tours of the site with us. And for their support, we need to say a very big thank you. The centre is Australia's first vertical early learning centre located within a hybrid engineered timber building, and we believe to serve as an example topology for the future of early learning in dense urban environments. Thank you.
Thank you.